Welcome back to what I'm decluttering this month. I like to gather up everything that I want to declutter, hold on to it, and then talk through the items with you, giving my reasoning why I am letting these items go. Sometimes it can help with the decluttering process, and I've had a lot of comments letting me know that it has helped you to declutter more when I give my reasons why I'm letting things go. Here we go. I've actually been gathering all of these items for probably 2 or 3 months now because we had the school holidays. We've been doing some construction and all sorts of stuff. So let's jump in. I think I added up 14 items and then I threw another one in at the last second, 15 items here. So we have 3 shirts, and I had a baby in 2022. Yes, he's now 2 years old. These shirts still just don't fit right, and instead of holding on to them and hoping, I'm just gonna let them go. Now I have a tank top that I'm just kind of over. I've had this for probably 4 years. This is another sweater that is just a little bit too tight. I'm gonna let this one go. Now we have what was a dress, or at least I wore this as a dress, and then it shrunk, so it became kind of a shirt. It's just a little bit too tight. Also, I feel it's not really my style anymore. I like to get rid of things when I feel as if I've transitioned out of them for whatever the reason. This is another one of those things that I've had for years and years. I got a lot of use out of this. This is probably 12 years old, but I'm no longer wearing it, so I'm gonna let it go. Another dress, I bought this more recently. I took a chance on it. I loved the color. It's comfortable, but it's actually a little bit too big. The armholes are a little too big. When I wear it, I just feel as if it's just not structured enough. I just find that I'm not wearing it. I don't know if it's the color or the cut. There's several things why this didn't work out. I thought it might, gave it a try, and it didn't. All of these clothes are in really good condition, so I will be donating all of them. I feel like this stuff is better than what I find at the secondhand store, and a few of these items were purchased secondhand as well. This is a really nice sweater, but now I've lost enough weight to where this is just too big, and I didn't wear this all last winter, so I'm going to let it go. This I really, really like, but there's a few areas where someone could easily sew it. Just the hem is kind of opening up tiny areas. Still in good condition, but I just feel as if I'm over this. I got my use out of it. I bought this secondhand to start with, and I will donate it back. And actually, my children's school is having a big donation, and the clothes go to needy individuals. It raises money for the school, and they said you can bring any clothes in any condition. So I'm probably gonna do that. I don't normally do that, but I think I will because it helps to raise money for the school. This dress I just purchased from the secondhand store for $7. I've mentioned before that I like to use the secondhand store almost like a library sometimes, where I went to an event where I needed to dress up like Taylor Swift. I chose this, and I'm gonna return this back to the secondhand store, and I was able to use that dress for $7. I think it was money well spent. Now I have 2 pairs of jeans. I was holding out on being able to fit back into these. I don't fit into them. I thought I might continue to hold on to them, but honestly, they're really tight skinny jeans. I feel I'm over that super, super tight look right now anyway. This shirt, I'm just done with it, so that's that. Now I have some items that Levi has grown out of, my youngest. How I've been decluttering the last few years is kind of decluttering as I go through my day. So when I find things that don't fit Levi, I'm usually putting away his clean clothes, and I'll notice, oh hey, you know, I think the last time he wore these, they were a little bit too small. And I'll pull them out and stick them into this bin so I could discuss it with you guys. I'll look through, if I see these are 18 months, he was wearing them, but they were just getting a little too short, I go through, pull it out. So it's not like I'm pulling all his clothes out and looking through everything. I do that once in a while, which is what I did when I found all of my clothes. I did a full closet declutter, reorganize. video, and I will link that down below. 2 vests from my boys' closets, and these technically still fit them. But let me tell you why I'm getting rid of them anyways. It's because they didn't wear them all winter long. We do live in Southern California, but I think my boys are just not vest people. I think there's vest people and there's not vest people. I'm a vest person. I love a good vest. They never wear these. So I'm making a mental note. I'm not gonna buy them vests ever again. And these are gonna be donated because they clog up the closet and they're not wearing them. I have a book that I'm going to declutter. I read this book a little while ago. My mom said that, was this the one she read? I have 2. She took both of them and she read one of them. I love this author, Elin Hildebrand. Anyhow, I've read both of these. She took them, she read one of them, she liked it. She started to read the other one and she told me that it just wasn't for her. So I like to declutter books right away if I've already read them and I don't know anyone who might want it. I take them back to the thrift store, which is where I found both of these. My reasoning is I don't see the point of keeping a bookshelf full of books that I've either already read or I'm probably never going to read. I know a lot of people do that. Personally, I just don't understand why. If I've already read the book, I know myself, I will never read that book again. I just know I will not. I'd like to declutter it back and hopefully somebody else will be able to read this because that's how I found it. Always check the secondhand store because they have such good deals on really brand new books and popular books because people, you know, turn them over quite quickly. And a few more t-shirts that the boys have grown out of. Cluttering a few baby items. We have the backwards mirror. We've turned around Levi's seat, and then we have the bottle holder that I was actually using even longer to hang those like reusable bags on and stuff, but it just takes up way too much space on the counter in the kitchen. So I'm going to get rid of these things. I'm gonna see, I have a friend that's just had a baby in the family. So I am going to see if she can use these. And if not, I will put them to the secondhand store. We also have this dog. I know Levi's only 2, but this thing was rarely used. It was one of those purchases. I think my mom got it for him and she knows I'm getting rid of it, so it's no big deal. But it was one of those things that he did use it a little bit, but no need to keep this. The last thing I want to do is have this being kicked around the house and not being used, and hopefully somebody can use it. I think I mentioned these in one of my other videos. So I was looking through the kitchen when I did my last refresh the kitchen video, which I will link down below if you haven't seen it. I reorganized the whole kitchen. I just find that we were never using this. I don't know why. I think the food stuck to it or something. I didn't see any reason to keep it and clog up the whole pot and pan area. And then this was a pot, it's a Revereware pot that my mom and I found when we went secondhand shopping a few years ago. Maybe a year and a half ago, I really wanted Revereware, but I found that this secondhand one we found at an estate sale has a rocky bottom, so the bottom is not completely flat, and it is a little unsafe to have boiling really hot stuff in it right on the edge with it rocking a lot. The other thing is I'm just finding I'm never using it. So I have a lot of other pots and pans that I just prefer to use. So I'm gonna let this go. We have a bunch of burp rags that come in handy for a lot of different things. I find we're kind of past this stage. Grant had this little music speaker where you could attach it onto your shorts or something while you're working. He said that it just never really worked well with his phone. It's been up in his little basket of stuff where he stores everything. And this is why I always question things when we went through the whole entire kitchen and we went through his basket where he stores his like keys, wallet, and all his little stuff that he needs to keep contained. This was in there and I said, are you using this? I haven't seen you use this. And so he said no, and this is why I like to go through things often. Even though it may seem like, oh, you're going through your kitchen a lot, that's why, because I've found 3 things, actually if you count the baby thing, 4 things that were in the kitchen that were quite bulky, took up a lot of space. So I like to go through often. Here we have 2 random toys. This is something, you know, broke a long time ago. And this is something that was already decluttered, and then we found the missing piece that went to it. Anyhow, these are probably gonna go in the trash, to be honest, because the thrift store doesn't want this broken down car's truck with no wheels. But also, I like to mention these things that I'm getting rid of because this was in the kids' bin of toys, and this kind of stuff, plus we found a lot more. I'm just kind of holding this one up as an example. We found a ton of this stuff where it takes up space, it becomes a giant mess because they dump it all out, and they're not playing with this because if you can see, how would you even play with this? There's no wheels. This kind of stuff that really adds a lot of clutter to our lives, and it's completely unnecessary. Now we have pretty much the same version as the dog. We have the spider. I'm getting rid of it right away. As soon as we know that he's no longer interested in it, I'm decluttering it because, again, that's the kind of stuff that makes our house cluttered unnecessarily. Here we just have some really worn out clothes. When I look at this pile, I imagine, what if I wasn't decluttering and all of this stuff was just accumulating and sitting in my drawers, closets, logging everything up. And this is what makes me continue on the decluttering process. There's so many benefits to living a clutter-free life. It helps us to find things quicker. It's easier to keep our house clean and organized. So many benefits. I have a lot of information on my blog, which I will link down below, about staying clutter-free. I also have a decluttering ebook if you're interested in learning kind of the beginning of decluttering and staying clutter-free. I will link that down below as well. If you're new here, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button to join my channel and join my community. You can click right here to watch how we completely redid our backyard 9 months later after the project has been completed. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!